Boxing on DAZN, sponsored by William Hill. The following programme is recommended for those 16 and over, as it contains sporting violence, possible bad language, and flashing imagery.
Ladies and gentlemen, good evening and welcome. From the four corners of the world, to the four corners of this ring, the fight starts now!
So close.
How do you like it?
Off the shoulder. So aggressive, so focused.
Look at these two guys. Still the undisputed champion of the world.
Hello and welcome to another big night of boxing here at London's spectacular O2 Arena. Well, great to be back at the O2. I'm pleased to say that I am joined by the bald bombshell, Barry Jones, and the wonderful Sky Nicholson for tonight before the bell. But here's what we got up on the main broadcast later. First up, Campbell Hatton takes on Hitchins' Tom Ansell. Then it's a heavyweight dust-up between the Romford Bull, Johnny Fisher, and Torquay's Harry Armstrong for the Southern Area heavyweight title. One of the O2's favourite sons, Derek Chisora, returns to take on American Gerald Washington. Then the hard-hitting Croat, Filip Hrgovic, nicknamed El Animal, takes on unbeaten Australian Dempsey McKean. That leads us to tonight's main event, where the former two-time heavyweight champion, Anthony Joshua, will battle it out against the Nordic nightmare, Robert Helenius. Yeah, like I say, I'm with the bald bombshell.
Yeah, you messed that up, didn't you?
Yeah, I did. Typical.
Suits you right,
It
really.
does. That's what I get for being smart. And obviously the wonderful Sky Nicholson, the future queen of boxing.
Thank you, Dan.
So we've got a lot to look forward to tonight, but we'll talk about the main event quickly. Big night this, Sky, for Anthony Joshua. Needs to look good.
Yeah, definitely. Obviously, there's talks about the Wilder fight at the end of this year, so this is a must-win for him. Being back in London, I'm really excited for Joshua. Obviously, a lot has happened this past week, but he's made it happen. He's got the show to go on, and I'm really excited. I hope we can see a really good win for AJ.
Quick one, Barry, main event. AJ needs to look good.
When you got a substitute, it's always a worry when he's 6'6.5" or 6'7", you know, and a former contender, of course, no for world honours, almost. But it should be a fight, an opportunity for Joshua to look good, look aggressive, and get that confidence back that he's lacked.
And some good fights to look forward to on Before the Bell. Maisie Rose Courtney versus Gemma Ruig. First up, they are in the ring, ready to go. Then we have Brandon Scott, the entertaining Brandon Scott versus Lewis Norman. And then middleweight contest between George Liddard and Bas Oosterweigel. RMC for the evening, David Diamante is ready for the introductions of the first contest.
Ladies and gentlemen, once again, good evening and welcome to the O2 Arena here in London, England. We are live on DAZN for a big night of world-class professional boxing. It's all being brought to you courtesy of Mr. Eddie Hearn of Matchroom Boxing. We're sponsored tonight by Betfred, Stagefront, Lucozade Sport, Forged Irish Stout, the world's creamiest stout. It's now available at DAZN and JD Sports. All of tonight's bouts are sanctioned under the auspices of the British Boxing Board of Commission of Control. The steward in charge is Mr. Mick Collier. Introducing your third person in the ring at the sound of the bell, scoring referee from Islington, Sean McAvoy. And now, ladies and gentlemen, 6 rounds of boxing scheduled in the super flyweight division. Introducing first, fighting out of the red corner, wearing the green trunks with the white trim. She scaled 8 stone, 1 pound, 8 ounces. Her professional record, 7 victories, 7 defeats with 1 win coming by way of knockout. Fighting out of Bournemouth, please welcome Gemma, the Rebel Rueg. And her opponent across the ring fighting out of the blue corner. She wears the pink with the gold and white tassels. She is undefeated in her campaign as a professional with a record of 3 fights, 3 victories. She's the 6-time national champion, fighting out of Eltham, London, England, Maisie Rose.
Okay, boxers, 6-round contest. Keep it clean at all times, keep yourselves protected at all times. Touch gloves. Here we go. Good luck.
Well, here we go. First fight of the night. We have the entertaining Maisie Rose in the blue corner versus Gemma Rueg in the red corner. I was impressed. I'm sure many others were with Maisie Rose's performance in the last contest against Kate Radomska and the undercard of Kate Taylor. She beat the tough Kate Radomska, like I say, and she's in with a different opponent tonight, Sky, in Gemma Rueg. More experience, so some questions to be answered for sure for Maisie Rose.
Yeah, I think this is a really good step up for Maisie. Obviously, Gemma's a tough operator. She's been in with top girls. She's very experienced compared to Maisie's previous opponents, and she's also beat that Kate Radomska as well. So I think this is a really good matchup.
Positive start from Rueg on the front foot. Naturally the bigger out of the two. 120 odd pounds coming down for this one. Positive, nice work with the left hand, right to the body. Did you make the start, Barry?
Yeah, and that's what she did there is going to win her the fight. The variation in the work. She can go onto the body, come back with her with the left hand over the top. Just see it there, a little spin around the target. And the fact that she has developed already in a short career, moving ahead more after she throws the punches, been quite impressive, and that was clear in the last fight. And even though Rueg is increasingly tough, she really is, she's become more of a hittable target in the last 3 or 4 fights, I feel, and I think it bodes well for Courtney here if she can just keep her head movement and keep firing off those shots from different angles.
Yeah, lovely movement from Courtney on the back foot, avoiding the shots, poking out the jab, but good intent again from Rueg, trying to force the pace on the front foot. Nice tidy counter punching from Courtney on the back foot. Good work, good competitive opening round.
We're not going to get to where we need to get to until we, as a team, start defending together. We have to protect this house! Protect this house! Protect this house! Protect this house! Protect this! Protect this house! Protect this house! This here is our house! Protect this house! Protect this house!
Comes in, it's got to wait for the ear off your hand. So it's much faster, you know what I mean?
Good opening round from both fighters there, must be said. Rueg on the front foot. Some nice tidy counter punching on the back foot from Maisie Rose. Courtney. Here we go, the second round.
Nice double jab there from Courtney. And she doesn't have to be coming forward. I think she can just move around the tag in that semicircle, just make Rueg miss, and then make her pay for every mistake she makes.
Yeah,
That's lovely.
I think this is. I think Gemma's the perfect style for Maisie to show that she doesn't just need to try and walk through all her opponents. She's got someone tough and strong coming at her, and she can show a bit more of her boxing ability and her head movement as well here.
Well, this is exactly your bread and butter, this, Sky. So I guess you much prefer when you don't have to go looking for your opponent. They're in front of you.
It's the dream opponent. You want someone that's going to come at you and walk onto all the traps that you set, and that's what Maisie wants to do in this fight with Gemma.
Just like to see Courtney use a few more feints here, that's all. Because Rueg's getting close to the target there, and there's no real, even though she's countering quite well, there's no discouragement from watching her come forward.
I was speaking to Courtney in the build-up to this fight, asking her who she sparred with, and her coach, Kevin Mitchell, had a phone call from a mysterious caller, and he said to me, as Maisie gets to a lovely 1-2, good work from Maisie Rose. Courtney on the front foot, that was good, 4 or 5 shots unanswered from Rueg, good work from the young Londoner. Holding the centre of the ring now, switching from time to time, just the feet tangling.
Clever there from Rueg, and she potentially still on the foot there just to stop the movement there of Courtney.
You go back to the story. Kevin Mitchell said, I've got some sparring lined up for you, Maisie. No problem. Who is it? I said, I'm not too sure. You know, a decent fighter. And when the sparring partner turned up, it was Kate Radomska, who she'd fought a couple of weeks previous, but done some really good work with her. Done some good sparring with Lauren Mackey, the world youth silver medalist. And that was a really, really good second round out for Maisie Rose. And the Overtime Friday Night Fight Series continues with 2 more events still to come this August on DAZN. Yeah, it was a good round that, Barry, wasn't it, from Maisie Rose?
Yeah, it was. I think Rueg's just, again, showing she's a toughness and continues to walk forward and having success because of that, but still walking on the shots. And there was maybe 2 or 3 moments there I felt, Sky, that Rueg just felt the power a little bit, or just it was stung. Yeah,
there was some really good clear scoring shots from Maisie that round. She looks fit, she looks determined, she looks in good spirits going into this 3rd round.
Again, just showing again the Rueg's lack of head movement there and having to pay the price for it. That was a good, clever round there from Courtney.
Here they go. 3rd round. Gemma Rueg, she really is a tough nut. I say 7 wins, 7 losses, and the losses have come to very good fighters. Luton's Tyson Gallagher, Emma Dolan, Chloe Watson. Very skillful Shannon Ryan, former world champion Shannon Courtney. So she's been in there with very good fighters, also German fighter Sophie Alice. So she's not been matched easy, and again coming forward, making Courtney work.
There's a lovely left hand there from Courtney. She just set her feet just for a second and landed it right down the centre of the guard. It's a good shot though there from Rueg. And again.
Good work. Really coming forward, looking strong, looking powerful, holding her feet a little bit too much there, Courtney. Looking to get stuck in. There's that natural desire to get stuck in.
And again, you don't have to make a big angle. It can be a quarter turn with your feet. Just gives you a different trajectory with your punches, and also makes your opponent have to turn, slows them down. You don't have to go spinning around the target like a lunatic. Just a little slight adjustment with your feet. Gives you a whole new vision.
Really good pressure from Rueg on the front foot. Some swelling, I think it's to the left eye. Rueg, some nice counter punching, like I say, from Courtney on the back foot, but the aggression.
It's good pressure, isn't it, from Rueg?
Yeah, it is really good work.
And maybe just all hustling Courtney in this round.
She's definitely making Maisie work this round.
That's a nice jab, stiff jab from Courtney.
And again, good shot. Hold on, jab. Keep working her. Back on her.
Good solid round here from Rueg. Making Courtney look really hard.
If you think you are beaten, You are. If you think you'll lose, you're lost. Success begins with a person's will. It's a state of mind.
Yeah, that was a very aggressive round from Gemma Rueg. Definitely made Maisie work. I really liked a lot of Maisie's punch selection, though. She picked some really, really lovely shots that she was walking Gemma onto, but a hard to score round. The 2-minute rounds definitely can be. It kind of depends what the judges like as well, if they like that come forward style or if they like the boxer on the back foot.
Fourth round. We go. Similar pattern to the previous rounds. Gemma Rueg on the front foot. Maisie Rose Courtney moving.
It's a good learning fight as well for Courtney, because you're going to get somebody who's pushing you back, who's physically stronger than you. You might have a harder shot, or you might have more variety in your work. It also shows you just can't move. You have to do a little bit more than that. So in that last round, she was moving constantly. There was nothing to deter Rueg from walking up to her. No, a little feint here and there, or just maybe jabbing to the body, then to the head. Just changing variety in your work a little bit will just make that opponent who's advancing think before they throw.
And the experience we touched on with Gemma Rueg. She's done 6 rounds numerous times. She's fought 8 rounds twice. So she's done a wealth of experience over Courtney, who's only boxed 6 rounds once. Lovely jab, stiff jab from Courtney.
Lovely rhythm to that, wasn't it? She really bounced into it.
Beautiful shot. She then throws it from the southpaw stance. She does like to switch, Courtney. Again, you've spent lots of rounds sparring with Maisie. How difficult of an opponent is she, Sky?
She is. She's a tricky operator. She's obviously a lot smaller than me, but she's got the skills. She's a tricky operator. She's always moving her head. She's a moving target, and just like that, the punches can come from all different angles.
Yeah, lovely lead. Right uppercut from Courtney. Little spring in the step. She's enjoying this at the minute. Don't get me wrong, real good intent from Rueg, but good work, Barry.
But again, she's not feinting, there's more variety in her work, she's changing different angles of the shots, and that just, even though you can't really see it, that is slowing Rueg down just enough to maintain that distance between the pair of them.
Yep, like I say, similar pattern to the previous rounds. Rueg on the front foot, Maisie moving, but good entertaining stuff.
Similar pattern though, Darren, but a good round for Courtney. I thought the previous round was a decent round for Rueg. So it was the same sort of pattern to the whole round, except she created more distance and had more time and space to land these sort of shots.
That was a lovely shot, wasn't it, Sky?
Yeah, exactly. Just stopping that momentum, not giving her too much momentum to keep coming forward, giving her something to think about.
You know all the posh words, momentum.
And after months of verbal sparring, KSI and Tommy Fury will finally settle their differences in the ring as they go head-to-head live on DAZN pay-per-view, October 14th. Fifth round and some real intent here on the front foot from Rueg. Maybe a little bit disappointed with herself in that previous round. It was a good boxing, like you said, Barry, from Courtney. And again, she's under pressure, but she's switching. She's poking out the jab, just caught with a jab herself.
Yes. You know what? She deserves that, though. She squared her feet on the ropes. You never do that. When you change direction is a good thing. You've got to have that space to be able to square your feet to move away. If you're too close to the target, you don't change direction. You don't change it from southpaw to orthodox. You change direction that close.
Yeah, that's always the worry when you switch. You do come square on, and you're right, Barry, she was caught there. Good pressure from Rueg. Oh, it's a lovely left hand from Courtney inside. To hold her feet, as you can see again, Courtney. As well as she can move, as nimble as she is, there's always that little bit of fire that makes her want to plant her feet, get stuck in, but that does make her exciting, entertaining, and certainly one that people come out to watch.
I'd like to see Maisie look at the body a little bit this round too. I think that could definitely slow down the momentum from Rueg as well.
Good shot, love. Again.
I think, again, you're spot on, you have. I think the problem is with 2-minute rounds, it's such a fast one, obviously, but it's so fast that you just worry about scoring punches and not really planning fight management as much, aren't you?
Exchanging blows here, good work. Couple missing inside, but both landing.
So tenacious, isn't she, really?
Yeah, non-stop.
Back on, good shot again, push now. Again, good shot again. Good shot again, Gemma. Again. Get tap cross. Let's go, Gemma Rue. Come on now.
Very fit from the fights I've seen of Gemma Ruig in the past. She does not stop. She's got superb engine. She always keeps herself in shape. I mean, that's evident tonight. Have a good round.
Again, it's what we've seen in the last maybe 2 or 3 rounds, isn't it? Ruig constantly coming forward, having success. Again, I think she started off the round quite brightly, I thought, for me, Courtney. The variation of work, slipping under the shots, coming back with that right hook over the top, and then that right uppercut as we see here. Some lovely variety in her work. Just as the round went on, though, she slowed down a little bit. I think Ruig got a little bit more pressure and landed with some decent shots. But I'd probably say it was a Courtney round from the first minute. But it's been a fantastic learning fight for her. You know, she's learning that, people will take your shots and walk through you. About the constant movement of your feet, but also knowing when to plant your feet to get purchase on your punches, and also to keep thinking throughout the fight. And that's something that she's learned tonight.
Last round. It was a great opening contest between Maisie Rose Courtney and Gemma Ruig, and again we're seeing superb pressure from Ruig on the front foot, real desire, passion to get stuck in and land heavy shots, and the counter punching, you just see there, nice left hand straight down the middle. Looks like a bit swelling to the left eye, under the left eye of Courtney. It doesn't surprise me, it's been a very good battle. Nice jab again, and Ruig going to work, body, head, body, head.
Double tap bowler when it's there.
There's options for these, especially down at this weight. I mean, Superfly, for Lauren Price, Shannon Ryan and Emma Dolan. Maisie currently in the flyweight rankings. Chloe Watson 6-0, Nicola Hopewell 3-0, Maisie sitting in at number 3. So this one at Superfly. Interesting to see what both do next. Nice lead, counter right hook. See that left eye. Again, that left hand straight down the middle. She can't miss. She needs to close that guard, doesn't she, Ruig? She's taken too many of them throughout this fight. It's been a bit too easy. It's just been that difference in speed.
Again, though, I think for Courtney, one thing she could add to again now is a real big feint. Because Ruig is sort of methodically one pace. She's looking for just hit the target. So if you feint her, she's gonna fall for that and throw straight away. Then she's in no man's land.
Good shot again.
Yeah, good work on the front foot from Ruig again. The variation's been really good from Ruig. Just lacked a little bit of hand speed. That's allowed Courtney again to land those counters. There's a clapper for the last 10 of this final round. It's been a very, very good opening contest here at the O2. Got a respect at the end, no doubt. Ruig raises her arm. It's an old opponent of mine in there, Barry, long time ago, Stephen Bendel.
Yeah, Stephen's sort of my age group. I remember Stephen in the amateurs, he was like the golden boy. Him and Jamie Branch from your old club.
That's it, Repton, yeah.
They were the superstars at schoolboy level, they really were. And a kid called Naz.
I have an old opponent in that corner too.
Oh dear. Hey.
Just watched him.
Oh, there you are. Ben Connolly sat there. Galal Yafai and Tommy Frank contest the international WBC flyweight title as Matchroom Boxing returns with another installment of the Next Gen series, live from Birmingham.
Ladies and gentlemen, after 6 rounds here at the O2, we go to referee Sean McAvoy's scorecard. It reads 60-54 for your winner. She's still undefeated, Maisie Rose.
Well, Maisie Rose.
So O2 makes some noise for Maisie Rose, our first fight of the evening. Come on, let's go. Get the fan love inside. My name's AJ King. Welcome to the O2 Arena Early Doors crew. We see you all the way at the top of the
Let's have a look at the fight highlights, Barry.
Well, I think first round to the 6th round, it was pretty much the same pattern with Rueg constantly coming forward, methodically one pace, but quite aggressive and quite successful at times. I felt the 3rd round, certainly Rueg I thought did enough, but the variety in her work, just the faster hands, the faster feet of Courtney, sealed the home. She was a clear winner. I thought the score was a little bit harsh on Rueg, but ultimately I thought Courtney was a clear winner. Good quality work. She showed some real good quality in staging that fight, especially that last round there, tripping in with that long left hand from the southpaw stance, constantly changed direction. The head movement was good, the variety, and she had to dig deep a little, not massive, but a little bit. She had to dig deep, so she showed a good engine. That's a really good development learning fight for her.
Very good learning fight for that for Maisie Rose Courtney, wasn't it? Against somebody who's very experienced, you learn so much from those kind of fights, didn't you, Sky?
Yeah, definitely. As expected, she had someone physically, naturally bigger, stronger, walking her down. Very tough Rueg. She came aggressively, and it was really good learning for Maisie. Like you said, slowing down the momentum, adding feints in there. It's going to be, priceless rounds for Maisie tonight.
You'd like to see, I guess, more opponents like that for Maisie in the future.
Yeah, as great as women's boxing is, the problem you have with women's boxing is you can't have too many learning fights for you're fighting for titles. That's the curse they have, unfortunately. But a couple more like that, I think, a step up to 8 rounds maybe, see all her engines like there. But she has all the talent to go far. A few little things, a little more fight management maybe, and she's there or thereabouts.
Whoa, brilliant opening contest. Maisie Rose Courtney moves on to bigger and better things, and there's plenty more coming up on DAZN.
And now entering the arena, the Wow Five.
Beautifully timed punches being thrown here.
Zapata is always looking for the big shot. Get his respect.
He's produced a flawless performance. Warrington! Big attack from Warrington!
You know what, for me, it's about putting on a dominant performance. I'll prove that on the night.
Chantel! Cameron desperately working away. Taylor! Good combinations from Taylor.
And still the undisputed champion of the world.
We are also gearing up for the start of the NFL season here on DAZN, with every game live once the season kicks off in September. Pre-season warm-ups are already underway, and you can get to know the New York Jets in detail with the latest series of Hard Knocks. Well, tonight you can get involved with the show, with the watch party. Here's Olivia to tell you all.
Thank you very much, Darren. Yeah, the DAZN exclusive watch party will be available from 7 p.m. tonight. You can get involved. We want fight fans. It's all about you guys. We want you guys to get involved in the conversation. There'll be polls where you can guess the outcomes of the biggest fights as well. But most importantly, we want you guys to send in your questions to us, because I'm going to be speaking to Eddie Hearn. I'm going to be speaking to a couple of former world champions as well. We might even have some special guests along the way. So like I said, the DAZN watch party is available from 7 p.m. Make sure you guys get involved.
Well, the MC, David Diamante, is ready for our second contest of the evening.
Ladies and gentlemen, from the O2 Arena here in London, England, live on DAZN, the action continues with a special 6-round featherweight attraction. Now entering the arena, please welcome Lou. The undefeated young charge from Swansea, Wales, known as the baddest nerd on the planet, Brendan Boom Boom Scott.
And here is the young and extremely entertaining sharpshooter from Swansea, Brandon Scott. We've seen Spider-Man, Superman, Forrest Gump, and now Darth Vader. But putting the alter egos aside, this 19-year-old can really fight. He said by the time he's 21, he wants to be a British champion. And to be honest, the way he's been performing in the ring, few would bet against that. His last fight was against Ronaldo Kahina on the Cordina Rakhimov card, and he really impressed. He didn't get the stoppage, but he showed us a lot. Brilliant punch variation, tidy defense, quick feet, and a real desire to put a dent in his opponents and entertain the fans in and out of the ring. Entering the ring as Darth Vader, Swansea's Brandon Scott.
Ladies and gentlemen, from the O2 Arena here in London, England, live on DAZN, we are set to go with our next bout of the evening, and it's all being brought to you courtesy of Mr. Eddie Hearn of Matchroom Boxing. We're sponsored by Betfred, Stagefront, Lucozade Sport, Forged Irish Stout, the world's creamiest stout, now available at DAZN and JD Sports. Introducing your third man in the ring at the sound of the bell, from Islington, scoring referee Sean McAvoy. And now, ladies and gentlemen, 6 rounds of boxing scheduled in the featherweight division. Introducing first, fighting out of the red corner, he wears the pink with white trim. He scaled 9 stone, 7 pounds, 9 ounces. His professional record, 14 victories, 13 defeats, 1 draw, with 2 wins coming by way of knockout. Fighting out of Shepshed, Leicestershire, please welcome Louis Too Sweet Norman. And his opponent across the ring, fighting out of the blue corner. He wears the black trunks with the red trim. He scaled 9 stone, 5 pounds, 9 ounces. His young professional record thus far perfect, 5 fights, 5 victories, 1 of them coming by way of knockout. Fighting out of Swansea, Wales, here is the baddest nerd on the planet, Brendan Boom Boom Scott.
Come on, Brendan.
Scott.
Okay, lads, 6-round contest. Keep it clean at all times. Keep yourselves protected at all times. Touch gloves. Here we go. Good luck, lads.
Well, first round of this 6-rounder between Brandon Scott and Lewis Norman. There's a confident look from Norman in the red corner just before the fight started, smiling at the look of somebody who's seen it all before, Barry.
Well, if he hasn't, we sure have. No, but I tell you, so for Scott's corner, they've all seen it. You've got Gavin Rees, a former world champion, of course, at super lightweight, and the current flyweight champion of the world, and Sonny Edwards in his corner. So there's a wealth of experience there to let him know what's right and wrong.
Yeah, so entertaining is Brandon Scott. Like I said, though, in the intro, does back it up. I was really impressed with him in Cardiff. Like I say, on the Joe Cordina Rakhimov card, what a fight that was. And this young man, he entertained, and it's a nice positive start from here in this first round, centre of the ring. And that's what I've been impressed with, Barry. See how quick his feet are. Really impressive.
It's important, though, that he makes an impression early on Norman, because Norman, I've seen him early on in his career when he was undefeated. I think it's sort of 11-0, I think he got to before he boxed Sonny's brother, actually. Charlie Edwards beat him, I think, for maybe a British title. But he's a real talented guy. He may be naturally too small for this weight, but he knows how to survive, he knows how to move. And if Scott doesn't get on him early, it could be a frustrating night.
Nice left hook on the front foot. Like I say, always looking to put a dent in his opponent. Scott wants to entertain, wants to impress. Good positive start, Sky.
Yeah, very dominant start from Brendan. I shared the undercard with him, obviously, in Cardiff, so this is my second time seeing him live, and he's very impressive. He's very sharp, he kicks his shots well. Lovely timing and lovely footwork.
What he does really well is he moves, after he throws his shots, he moves his head. And that's a really good habit to have, especially early in your career. And early in your career, it is all about habits. When you're boxing journeymen or people who are not there to really win, just to give you rounds, you can pick up bad habits and they instill in you easier than good habits. Then that becomes more evident as you step up the levels. So having good habits like moving your head after you throw a punch, always doing something. And I say it all the time, sometimes what you do after the punch is almost as important as the punch itself, because you don't want to get caught with anything coming back.
Exactly. Art of boxing, to hit and not be hit. It's a nice little short left hook inside from Norman.
If only I knew that.
Yeah, same as me. Only broke the nose once. How many times did you break your nose, Barry?
Never.
Never?
No, but I've got cauliflower ears. And
nice left hook again from Norman. Scott just missing with his shot, but again, demonstrating quick hands, some natural spite and aggression, Barry.
Yeah, nice little screw shot there, one there from Scott. He's done the right things at the centre of the ring, put the pressure on Norman, make him feel the strength.
Have you been there? Been places no one should go? If you've been there, then you know. There's no such thing as solo. Wherever you go, we go. Every step, every wall, every climb. We always have your back.
Yeah, there's the corner of Brandon Scott, Gavin Rees, former world champion and more recognisable face in current times. Sonny Edwards, who impressed recently, just wiping the canvas there. Really knowledgeable boxing man, Sonny. Into this second round we go. Brandon Scott on the front foot, planting that jab into the body, then going straight back upstairs with the right hand. Good work to the body, lovely stuff from Scott.
That was lovely though, because he feinted the jab. He hit me the jab once and feinted it, then he threw that right hand over the top. Really clever work there from Scott.
Yeah, and the variation, so impressive. Such a young man, 19 years old, showing real maturity in there.
Go through the middle, then round the side, Brandon. Touch the middle, round the side, and then change up.
Similar to the last matchup, you've got a young, hungry, up-and-coming fighter in with a more experienced, a half-half record, so they're decent, and they've got that experience. It's just a really good learning fight here for Brandon Scott.
Well, it's fine with, like you say, the half-and-half sort of records, and the guys like Lewis Norman who have fought, like we said, for the British title. They're really, really proud, and they're not quite that journeyman yet, are they? And there's a lot of pride there, and they want to impress, and they want to win.
He is a journeyman now. He had to make money. That's the truth of it. He's a talented guy who couldn't get the opportunities, and when he got the opportunities, there was good fighters around his weight. That's sometimes just good luck, bad luck, however you want to look at it. But what he won't, if you're not good, he can't take it. You know what I mean? Some certain, whether you beat him, whatever. But if you're not up to scratch, he'll beat you. He has to. He has that, as you said, Scott. He has that pride in him where he can't allow you to dominate if you're not good enough to beat him.
Well, you already look on his schedule. He's got 2 fights lined up in September. So I think the goal here, the main goal, was to get through this unscathed and go into those fights. And like you say, Barry, continue earning.
But he'll know as well, just being elusive is not enough. He's going to have to fire back.
That was a lovely right to the body. He doubles up to the left hook as well, Scott.
And that's where Scott needs patience. You've got to keep pushing forward like this, trying to stay busy. But it's the patience to maintain the distance, to see the shots coming back so you can slip in and throw that good left hook to the body.
Really puts him together well, doesn't he, Sky?
Yeah, really nice shot selection. I love to see him changing up between the head and the body as well.
I say real maturity in his performance. You can see the movement there. He could quite easily just kind of slipped into the red corner, but he brings his left foot around and he plants Lewis Norman exactly where he wants Barry.
What he does well, the reason why I think he gets the head and body, as you said, Sky, is because his legs are wide, so he can easily dip low. It doesn't take a big effort to him just to dip low to get the right height to throw that good body shot. And then also it's a little adjustment with the front foot, and he's back there throwing the jab to the head.
He shows very good discipline with his hands as well.
Yeah, another good round from Brandon Scott. Again, what a very good fighter he is. Well, what a fight this is going to be. Lee Wood versus Josh Warrington for the WBA World Featherweight title at the Utility Arena, Sheffield, on Saturday, the 7th of October. That's live on DAZN also. Cannot wait for that one. Look at the highlights of that round. Good work again, Barry, from Brandon Scott.
Yeah, he's staying busy. He's not putting his foot on the gas solely, but he's staying busy, and I would understand that, being with a Gavin Rees, who was 100 miles an hour, fighting himself, but also thrown behind it. So I think he trains at a high pace, Gavin Rees, so you can think quick, so you react quick. So you can see Brandon Scott is not smothering his work. He's being busy, but he's still keeping that foot a little bit further out, so you can see what's coming back and get full leverage on his punches.
Third round, after 2 good rounds from Brandon Scott on the front foot. Variation of shot, so impressive. Lewis Norman, he's trying his best to frustrate and annoy Scott, but not really having any success. Switching from time to time, leading with that right hook as he does there, and back to the orthodox stance. So some blood to the nose of Norman.
Nice little uppercut there from Norman off the ropes. Sneaky little shot.
Just goes through the gears. It's a constant pace, like you say, Barry, from Brandon Scott. Obviously getting that from Gavin Rees. It's just the variation that I've been so impressed with.
You can see the front foot's not getting too close. So if he gets close, that right foot's wide back, so he can take a step out. So he's not smothering his work.
Yeah,
busy, but always thinking.
That exit, like you say, Barry.
That was that Enzo Calzaghe method. Throw millions of punches, but people thought it was all just an abandon. But it was always about they got the little calls, haven't they? The little numbers. But it's thinking what you're doing all the time.
Fantastic coach was Enzo with Joe Calzaghe recently, and reminiscing, telling us tales of his dad, and the privilege to have met him a few times, and great man, sadly missed. Brandon Scott again, creeping forward, and it's, like you say, Barry, it's that slide out of range that's so impressive as well. He's kind of ticking a lot of boxes, Brandon Scott, and again, to use this word again, time and time again, it's just that maturity I'm seeing. He's such a young, 19 years old.
Oh, good shot, good left hook there from Scott. Just maybe I would only say, maybe when he gets Norman on the ropes and he gets him squared up, then he takes the little spin around the body, just opening him up for the left uppercut, the left hook, a little step to the right, and then just go away, work away with that left hand.
Yeah, the screw being turned, putting his foot on the gas, and you can see the mouth open of Norman, starting to feel the pace. He's moved an awful lot in these 3 rounds, complaining to one on the waistline, I think, Norman.
What's important here for Scott is not to forget the jab as well. Because once you get into a rhythm of working a guy down and finding the combinations, you also neglect the jab and start throwing that, leading with that right hand or the left hook, which will work, not all the time.
Been listening to you there, Scott, starting to feint, trying to draw out that lead of Norman. Anything else you'd like to see from Scott, Sky?
I mean, it's hard. He's kind of got an opponent in front of him who really is just kind of looking to survive. He's doing the bare minimum, and he's not giving Brandon a lot to work with. But I think what Brandon's doing is perfect. He's fighting the perfect fight for this style of opponent at the moment.
We're not going to get to where we need to get to until we, as a team, start defending together. We have to protect this house! Protect this house! Protect this house! Protect this house! Protect this! Protect this house! This here is our house! Protect this house! Protect this house!
Kiss on the forehead from Coach Lewis Norman as they go.
Coach and Dad.
Coach and Dad.
Coach
there
and
you
Dad,
go.
by the way.
There you go. Coach and Dad of Lewis Norman, wishing his son well as he goes out for the 4th round of this contest. And you see Brandon Scott get on the front foot, facing, trying to draw out that lead of Norman. Looking to plant his feet a little bit here. Instead of move, just on the ropes. That left hook. Good work, head, body.
The feet, brilliant there. You mentioned earlier, sliding out of distance. He just took a little half a slide back and then came back with a nice sharp 3-punch combination. What you need to do against someone like Norman to stop the movement is when you land with that right hand, double up that backhand, double it up. So you hit him with the left hook or the jab, and you hit him with the right hand clean. Then he's going to move again, so you double it up really quick.
Referee just having a bit of a telling off to Brandon Scott there. Carrying that lead hand quite low, Brandon Scott, but I think that's coming from a fighter that's very confident, but just caught with a lovely right uppercut from Lewis Norman. Slipped that shot beautifully inside.
Not the first time he's thrown that uppercut either, is it?
Yeah, just as I was saying, a couple of defensive flaws. There's another lead left uppercut there. Lands from Lewis Norman. And just reminders to Brandon Scott as he goes to work that you can't get away.
But that's also, you know, what Sky was saying about when you've got an opponent who's not really giving you much and being really, you know, really elusive and defensive. You almost forget, don't you, that punches are coming back now and again. So you do hold your hands low, you do switch off.
The only worry there for Lewis Norman, though he's landing the shots, you look at his record, there's only 2 KOs of his victories have come, like I say, by stoppage. So not the biggest of puncher, but if anyone catches you clean, there's every chance you could go. So just a reminder again to Scott, got to stay switched on. Again, that lead hand low, starts to shoot it from the hip, doesn't he, that jab.
But you got. I mean, you're young. You develop a bit more power as you get a little bit older. But you know, you've got to just go and win that round. That's the only thing you've got to focus on. Just win that round, and then go back to your corner. They'll tell you something new or something different, and you go and win that next round and try and implement what they've told you for that round. And then if you've got a bit of weight in your shots, or you've heard somebody, then you maybe put your foot on the pedal. Otherwise, you stick to your plan and go through the gears.
Yeah, trying to draw out the lead now, Brandon Scott again. Then just sort of takes a step forward with his hands up and applies the pressure on the body.
I'm only saying that because I couldn't punch, so justify the reason why.
Me too, don't worry.
Yeah, well done. I'm so glad you're next to me.
He might not have been out of the punch, Barry, but he was a very good fighter. You can give me that 20 quid later. Well, number 1 done in this second contest. Seats start to slowly fill in the O2. They're creeping in one by one, no doubt. For this main event, it will be banged out, and 2 world flyweight champions will meet later this year. WBO world flyweight champion Jesse Bam Rodriguez and IBF title holder Sonny Edwards have agreed to face each other in what is set to be a huge unification clash later this year, live on DAZN. There is the man there, Sonny. Lives and breathes this sport, doesn't he, Barry?
Literally, that fight for a real boxing fan is as pure as you get. Honestly, I will do anything to get over there to watch that. I literally, I'll clean your shoes down. Whatever it takes to get over there, I will. No, I will. For someone like me, that's a fight made in heaven.
Can I pick you for a prediction there?
Well, you've got to make Bam the favourite. I'm a huge Sonny Edwards fan. I think we can stand anyone on their head. But at the minute, for opposition they faced, and for what he's shown as well when he set it to the plate, Bam has produced the goods. But Sonny's the different prospect of everyone he's ever faced before, and given the opportunity, he'll have you in tears.
Yeah, I agree with you there, Barry, as well. What a fight!
It's the highest quality of fight that you could find. Now we've just seen Spence and Crawford. This, for technical prowess, this might be the next one.
Look forward to that one. Again, in this fight, round 5, similar pattern. Scott on the front foot, leads with the right hand, drops the left to the body.
He's stuck to his task. You've got to admire that. He's not. Maybe it's not the fight that he wanted. The real showcase his skills. He wants that. Sky was spot on about when an opponent comes to fight, which Norman has come to survive a little bit, then it makes it more difficult to show how good you are. But he's stuck to his task. He's trying to break down with the tools that he has.
Do you know what? I'm sure you'll agree, Sky, but I like that he hasn't over-forced this, Brandon Scott. Look, he didn't get the stoppage last time on the show in Cardiff. Hasn't had it so far. Still time in this fight, but he's not, he's not over-forcing it. He's not falling over the front foot. Yes, I'm sure he'd want to get the stoppage, but still boxing nicely.
No, I think he's showing a lot of maturity by not rushing and pushing for that, and I think Norman's kind of given him something to think about, especially in that last round as well. He landed a couple of nice uppercuts, a few little sneaky, cheeky shots in there where Brandon Scott had switched off a little bit. So, no, I think Brandon's showing a lot of maturity, especially for such a young fighter, to not be rushing it and not looking to just try and to rush in there and try and get that stoppage.
Yeah, and you see it again, you know, there's no faults of Brandon Scott there when he's letting his hands go. It really is eye-catching, and it was just the experience. There was 3 shots there. There was a right hand to the head, a left to the body, and a left upstairs, and it was just the know-how, the experience of Norman was able to just sort of slip and slide and tuck up and take the shots on the gloves, sorry, and you know, against a lesser opposition, Barry, I'm sure.
Just showing a bit of frustration now, actually, Scott, for the first time. Really. Yeah, because he's just punching him a little bit too far out, and that's usually a sign of frustration. Or boredom, whichever way, but I think it's more frustration.
Do they call that commentator's curse?
No, I mean, you've got to get flattened for that to happen. Listen, I've been there, don't worry. But no, the most impressive part? He walks back to the corner before the bell. Every round, he's gone back to the corner before the bell. Like he knows the round's finished.
Well, let's see if we can get commentator's curse from you here. Let's see, come ready? No, that's back on the bell, Barry. I think you're talking nonsense.
You got Tourette's.
Well, first up on the main broadcast at 7 p.m. it's kicked off by this man here, Tom Ansell, just getting his hands wrapped. And there's his dance partner, Campbell Hatton from Manchester. Uncle Matthew Hatton just wrapping the hands, looks calm, looks relaxed. And that fight will open the show at 7 p.m. live on DAZN.
That's it, up the rhythm, little touches.
Final round here at the O2. Brandon Scott versus Lewis Norman. Feinting, moving on the front foot, slipping and sliding, trying to draw that lead out. You can see Brandon Scott, left hook to the head, taking on the gloves, then works the body, showing us that variation. Nice little short left hook on the back foot from Norman. He's used his experience well in this fight, hasn't he?
He has, and like I said, before he literally couldn't earn no money, he had to go on the road. He was a good fighter with lots of skill, lots of ability, and would have been maybe still sort of fighting for titles now if given the opportunity. But he's had to, how many fighters have we seen, top class amateurs turn pro to be journeymen straight away because they can't sell tickets. But yeah, he's called, he hasn't caused Scott any problems, but he made it frustrating for him in the last few rounds. I think he's had a bit more success here, Norman, where you can just see that Scott's getting a little bit, maybe a little bit frustrated, a little bit, not sorry, but maybe annoyed with himself that he's not getting the rewards he feels he deserves. I would say one thing, he's boxing well, and the variety of work's good. Maybe just changing the weight of the shot, just the speed of the shot now and again might just, sometimes break a fighter down or open up the gaps.
Similar one to our opening contests. Different kind of pattern to the fight, but 2 young fighters in there with experienced fighters, and though they haven't got the stoppages, they'll learn bundles, won't they, Sky?
Yeah, definitely. The perfect learning fights. Exactly what these young fighters need coming through.
Definitely. Not going to have things your own way all the time. Learning little tricks in there. Defensively, maybe tidy up a little bit more. Scott, a couple of those uppercuts have landed, but offensively, very effective. Works the body well, the variation. Just taking a little left hook again there, slipping down into the shot from Norman. It looks like he's got 40-odd seconds to go of this contest. Lewis Norman, and he can go into those 2 fights in September unscathed.
He's done his job. I mean, he's done his job. He's kept safe. He's frustrated. Scott, brightness. Don't forget, Scott had a really bright start and was busy throughout, and a bit more power. He would have maybe had more rewards for his work, but also Norman knows how to ride the shot and using the ropes to take the sting out there. Some of those punches. So I wouldn't be too disappointed with Scott. It hasn't been a showreel type performance, but it's been a solid bit of work, and I think he's boxed quite well.
He was a bit of a late addition, I think, to this show as well, wasn't he?
Very good point. Very good point.
Well, Brandon Scott, I'm sure, sort of speaking to him, I wouldn't say disappointed. He'd like to get the stoppage, no doubt. Every young fighter wants to, but without a shadow of a doubt, that is a huge learning fight.
Not everyone wants a stoppage, Darren. Stop it.
How many?
Do they,
be
Scott?
honest.
Tell him, Scott. Do they?
Stoppages. Yeah.
So, ladies and gentlemen, make some noise for Louis Norman and Brandon.
Well, the fighters are running it back 6 months after they met in the ring with the undisputed super lightweight world title on the line. Chantel Cameron and Katie Taylor will do it again November 25th, live on DAZN. What a fight that will be. Cannot wait. The atmosphere in that arena was buzzing. No doubt it will be the same. And these two can be proud of themselves. Good respect there shown between the two. I think our MC, David Diamante, is ready with the decision.
Ladies and gentlemen, after 6 rounds here at the O2 Arena in London, we go to referee Sean McAvoy's scorecard. It reads 60-54 for your winner. He's still undefeated, the baddest nerd on the planet, Brendan Boom Boom Scott.
A good win for Brandon Scott, the young man from Swansea. He moves to 6-0. But I learned a lot from that one. Lewis Norman, like I say, fought at a higher level. This young man can be proud of himself, Barry.
Yeah, I think so. I think he had a really bright start. Again, the high energy, throwing lots of punches in bunches, but also not smothering his work for most of the fight. And finding the gaps, working variation, body to the head. The left hook was a treat shot for him, really well. The feet in and out, as you see here, sliding out of distance, coming back with solid right hands. And there were times there, as the rounds went on, where he got a little bit frustrated, and Norman started to land with more frequency, but then ultimately in the end, I think Scott just kept his game plan, pushed through, and it was a deserved winner.
Yeah, it was a good win. Brandon Scott, they'd be happy with that. Just fist pumping us at the commentary desk. They'd be pleased. Arms raised. And it is the big
They're
man.
looking at it and going, one shot, we knock this guy out. We have got the opportunity of a lifetime.
If he's on form, he could be a real handful. It's known as the Nordic Nightmare.
I don't like the fact that Helenius is 6'8".
Utterly ruthless.
Long arm.
Boom.
Got a good jab.
This is really a dangerous fight.
Is it actually worth this risk or gamble?
This is what we got coming up on DAZN. Olympic gold medalist Galao Yafai in with Sheffield's Tommy Frank in Yafai's home city of Birmingham. This one is massive. The huge featherweight clash between champion Lee Wood and the Leeds warrior Josh Warrington. Then it's all about bragging rights as KSI meets Tommy Fury live in Manchester. And if that wasn't enough, we bring you the huge rematch between champion Chantel Cameron and challenger, I repeat, challenger Katie Taylor. Will it be repeat or revenge?
All right, ladies and gentlemen, from the O2 Arena here in London, England, live on DAZN, we are set to go with a special 6-round middleweight attraction. Now making his way to the ring, fighting out of Tilburg in the Netherlands, please welcome Boss Balboa. now entering the arena, the undefeated Billericay bomber, George Liddard. Ladies and gentlemen, once again from the O2 Arena here in London, England, live on DAZN. We're set to go with our next fight of the evening, and it's all being brought to you courtesy of Mr. Eddie Hearn of Matchroom Boxing. We're sponsored tonight by Betfred, Stagefront, Lucozade Sport, Forged Irish Stout, the world's creamiest stout, now available at ASDA and JD Sports. Introducing your third man in the ring at the sound of the bell. From South Oxy, scoring A-star referee, Mr. Lee Every. And now, ladies and gentlemen, 6 rounds of boxing scheduled in the middleweight division. Introducing first, fighting out of the red corner, he wears the white trunks with the black trim. He's scaled 11 stone, 10 pounds, 7 ounces. His professional record, 5 victories against 1 defeat. He has 3 wins coming by way of knockout. He fights out of Tilburg in the Netherlands. Introducing Boss Balboa Oosterweel. Oosterweel. His opponent across the ring, fighting out of the blue corner. He wears the baby blue trunks with the burgundy and gold trim. He's scaled already 11 stone, 8 pounds, 3 ounces. His young professional record, thus far perfect, 3 fights, 3 victories, all 3 victories coming by way of knockout. Here is the 4-time amateur national champion, proudly fighting out of Billericay, Essex. Please welcome George, the Billericay Bomber, Liddard.
Boxers, please. Okay, lads, when I say stop, you stop boxing. When I say break, take a step back. Keep your hands up, protect yourself all the time. Good luck to you both. Good luck.
Into the first round we go. In the blue corner, wearing the claret and blue of West Ham, Billericay's George Liddard. Just as he's about to introduce the man in the red corner, Bas Oosterweel. Just lands a nice check left hook. Really impressive Liddard so far in his 3 contests. I say all winning within sight of the distance. He's on the front foot again, working the body, changing the levels with the shots. It's been impressive, hasn't he, Barry Liddard?
Oh, the jab's lovely, isn't it? Look at that, real solid. It's a little stab at the front foot when he jabs, and that's where all the weight comes from. And Oosterweel here is just struggling a little bit with that jab, and even he did that with his own little whipping left hook. See his face already red in there from that solid left hand and those straight right hands.
Like you say, Barry, as well, the movement after, whether it's your feet or your head, and it's been so impressive with Liddard. You see, he lets his hands go, he slips to the left, he slips to the right, and then he fires back. He makes a miss and he fires back with counters. So impressive.
He did it then, he threw the jab then, just put the shoulder on the shoulder of Oosterweel, and then came back with the right hand.
Well scored and heavy-handed.
Yep, heavy-handed for sure.
Dangerous combo.
Nicely, yeah, back on the ropes, just glides to his left, back to centre ring, clever stuff. Oosterweel trying to fight back with his own shots. Like I say, he's a bit of an aggressive fighter himself, more of a counter-puncher on the front foot, wants to draw out the lead.
Yeah, that's not going to work there.
No, it won't.
The Liddard who has heavier hands, but also better timing and judgment of the distance. Oh, look at that.
Beautiful jab, lovely spearing jab. That follows it up with a right hook, goes back down to the body. You see the variation. He's covering up well though, Oosterweel.
It's been a hard round, hasn't it, straight off the bat.
Solid punching from the man from Billericay. Leading with that. Left hand again, like a screw shot, just lifting the head back. Right hand as well, straight down the middle. Just constant pressure all the time from Liddard.
The thing is, with Osterwegel, it's just right in front of him. That's why there's no movement with him. If anything, get on your toes and get on your bike a little bit, move around, get a bit of space. Just recompose yourself and come back again. But at the minute, just flat-footed, stood in front of Lidad, and he's just sitting target here.
His nickname Balboa, Osterwegel, and the head's rocking back like Sylvester Stallone in one of those Rocky films. Nice high guard though, taking a couple on the gloves, the Dutchman, but a very impressive opening round from George Lidard.
The jab's been absolutely fantastic in this round for Lidard.
Yeah, really impressive opening round. Showed us a bit of everything there, Lidard.
Well, what he showed us was patience. Even though he was busy from the offset, he never rushes his work. He always got time to see here, time to make the movement before he throws the shot. And that's a sign of a real quality. It's not going to carry the way. It's early in his career. That's a sign of a real quality fighter. That however quick they get about their work, they never rush it. You always find space to make the movement first, then throw the correct shot. There's very rarely much wrong there with his technique. He's turning from the core with every punch, and that's why that jab is so solid. He steps behind it, puts the hips and the shoulders into the punch, and that was a fantastic first round.
It's too short, okay? So you know what do I want from you? Get close and work. Let your hands go.
Round two, here we go. Can he follow that up? Lidard, very impressive opening first round. The only problem with Lidard is the football team that he supports, but we won't go there. Moving his head side to side, lovely 1-2, beautiful work. Finishing with that screw shot, lifting the head up of Osterwegel.
But again, he's not loading up, is he? He knows a heavy hand. It's all smooth work.
So relaxed, even when he is under fire and his opponent does really come firing back. He looks so relaxed there, he looks so comfortable. He's happy to ride the shots and come back with his own counters.
And that stems from good technique. His hands are out, his elbows are tucked in tight. So if anything comes back, he sits down, he blocks it and counters off that.
And this is the kind of opponent as well that suits Lidard down to the ground. Osterwegel, very impressive record, 5 wins, just a 1 loss. And he's coming to fight, he's coming to win, and that's leaving openings, but good aggression coming from the Dutchman on the front foot, pushing Lidard back.
I was going to say he's physically just trying to push him back now, isn't he? So he's trying to smother Lidard's work and trying to get a bit of success on that, but still Lidard showing a different side of his game and be able to box on the move here.
Sold some tickets, Lidard. Tickets, Jules Lidard. Making a noise in this O2 arena, and he's entertaining them.
His punches look so effortless, and the head just flies back.
But again, there was that technique, that twist on the hips, just turning from the core.
He's a very good amateur, Lidard. He won 4 national titles, he won the GB Tri-Nations, along with lots of other very good accomplishments. He actually had a win in the amateurs against the very good Junaid Bostan, so you can see the pedigree in there already from Lidard. Huge credit to the commitment and the desire to win from Osterwegel. Shipping shots there, isn't he, Barry?
It's starting to get uncomfortable to watch here. I mean, he's pinging him left, right, and centre.
God of Osterwegel just far too wide, and he cannot miss with the uppercut through the middle. And it's been those hooks, I think, have been making the Dutchman sort of open the guard up a little bit to protect the side of his head, and that's allowed Lidard to throw the shots through the middle.
He takes the great shots, but the problem is that because, as Sky's already said, because Lidard's not loading up, he can continue to throw at this pace.
He's literally hitting with everything, and he is still coming forward. Osterwegel.
Right hand there, no left hook there from Lidard. Well, look, Osterwegel's trying, he's just trying to smother his work, trying to tire him out, just leaning in, push him. But that hasn't worked yet. And also, you've got to be careful that your resistance doesn't wane.
Yeah, another very good round from Lidard. So Osterwegel, though, huge credit and respect.
Now,
This one here, Jack Cantrell takes on former multi-weight world champion Jorge Linares, October 21st, live on DAZN. See Kevin Mitchell in the corner of Liddard at that epic fight with Linares, and here's the action from that second round.
Well, literally, it was just, again, another sort of showreel there for Liddard, just throwing every punch in the book. Ostavigo trying to put pressure on him, but just it's all physicality, no real thought behind his work. Not really throwing punches for the most part, just trying to lean in, pushing back. But Liddard using that push to lean on the back foot, throw the lovely uppercuts through the middle, and those combinations with no effort, but maximum success.
Again, we see the Dutchman, Ostavigo, straight on the front foot. The fights I've seen in the past of him, he's got a good engine, good high work rate. He's been in nowhere near this caliber or class. Ostavigo, huge credit, huge heart, shipping so much punishment. Got his hands high, some swelling to the left eye, but a lot of these shots creeping through. You see there, the guard a little lap, and the shots creeping through. Jab again, Barry.
That's fantastic, isn't it? And again, those guys already said there's no effort in his work with that. It's just no effort at all. Everything's smooth and a good rhythm to it. But be interested to see, if it's a 6th round, in another round or two, if Ostavigo's still able to push forward, Liddard's tanks start to empty a little bit.
Yeah, good work from the Dutchman on the front foot. They're really getting stuck in trying to rough up Liddard. He got caught with a lovely right hand over the top, just missing with a right hand of his own. Ostavigo trying to slip in his own right uppercut again. You see, just a bit too close.
And the problem is, we're trying to smother Liddard's work, which is not working for him, unfortunately. You smother your own work, so you can't let your punches go either.
Lovely 1-2 left hook on the back foot, slides, rolls, and then lands the right hand. Liddard, just little steps out of range, just glides side to side. Nice left hook though from Ostavigo, inside, working away, non-stop. Great tempo to this fight, Sky.
Yeah, I think with how good Liddard is at what he does, I think this is good tactics. I think they need to rough him up. They need to upset his rhythm. They need to make this a dirty fight to try and get some success, because obviously these first couple of rounds was just all George Liddard's way.
The problem he's got here, Ostavigo, is Liddard's got such good composure. And again, that good grounding, the good fundamentals with the tight guard, just means you sit down. Under pressure, you don't panic, you sit down.
It's good work to the body. It was an uppercut, right uppercut from Ostavigo, and the left hook from Liddard. I think the quality of work that George is doing in the gym, some top-class sparring in the Tony Sims gym, the success in that club is really oozing and filtering through the younger fighters. Good work again, 1-2 left hook. That's been a good combination for Liddard.
But again, though, I think Ostavigo landed a lovely shot there, but didn't move his head and got paid back there by a combination there from Liddard. You can't fault the effort.
No, you cannot.
Unbelievable.
He just wants to sit in the pocket, doesn't he, and work away. Just getting caught with an uppercut, then the left hook. Good round. Huge heart and desire shown by Ostavigo, but the class of shot coming from Liddard.
You are hurting him, my friend. You are doing everything that we want you to do, okay?
Again, just constant pressure, but no real thought behind it, except for just trying to smother your work. He did try and let his hands go there a little bit more there, Ostavigo, but again, little success. And the shots he did land didn't have enough weight on the punch to make a real impression in Liddard, who again kept his composure really well, kept nice and relaxed. And if he was pushed back, he would fire. If he didn't take a shot, he would fire back with a combination. I would say Ostavigo is stood up in his corner, which is, I don't know how he still stood up. I mean, no, he's just taking punches and punches, heavy shots he's taking continuously for the last 2 rounds. He continues trying to push forward, trying to tire Liddard out. Hasn't happened yet. So I don't know if they're going to change their attack, but they need to do something different than they're doing right now, because they're just taking a lot of shots with no rewards.
Yeah, let's see how Ostavigo approaches this 4th round. Trying to creep forward, but again, the shot selection from Lidard. You see there just changing up the speed and the power of the shot, making it hard for the Dutchman to read. Oosterwegel just taking a right hand. Oh, a nice double left hook though from Oosterwegel.
But again, he lands a really good left hook, doesn't move his head and takes a right hand back there off Lidard.
Working the body again. Yeah, so comfortable in the pocket, Lidard. Landing that right hook inside. And again, Oosterwegel trying to double up with that left hook, tapping upstairs and dropping to the body, but covering up well, Lidard.
Like to see Lidard now, just create a little bit of space, solid jab, then go with a 4 straight punch combination down the line, half a step back, and then swing that big right hand over the top.
Yeah, he can really use the momentum of Oosterwegel here. Skip to the side, and like you say, just fire in with 4 shots.
Because you know that when you take that little half step back, he's going to walk on. That's when you dip the head and you wing that right hand over the top there.
Oh, lovely left uppercut followed by the right hand, showing a really good chin. Oosterwegel there with 2 good shots. Again, slipping that uppercut through. Oh, nice right hook though back from Oosterwegel. Good work from both inside the pocket here.
I can't believe he's still throwing here, Oosterwegel. He's absolutely, he's getting pounded from pillar to post, isn't he?
Completely relentless.
Trying to slide in 2 right hooks, just missing the target. The jab pops out from Lidard, straight 1-2, just skipping to the left, creating more openings.
Again, what's impressive as well, Lidard not loading up. Even at this stage now, when he's starting to get a bit tired, you should think he should get a bit tired. He can push through, he push, but he's not loading up, and that's allowing him to let his hands go freely.
He's walking forward, but shipping punishment. Backed Lidard into this red corner. Working the body first. And again, you talk about the composure of Lidard on the back foot, showing it once more.
He always got time, he always got time to do stuff, haven't he? Like that. He always got time to have a look before he lets his hands go.
Oh, lovely left uppercut again, followed by the right hand. Good work. Brilliant fight. Great hard desire shown from Oosterwegel, but the work, the shot selection from Lidard has been very impressive. Just listening to the corner here.
Got hold of him then, he's shattered now. So he comes into that, pull that 1-2 out down the centre. When he comes one at you, get him straight down. Remember the 1-2 doing the package adjustment? Yeah. The 1-2, step, then come in, step 1-2, bang, straight into your rolling.
Everything else, but just keep working for me, right? That little burst of aggression when you had 3 to 5 shots, it fucking works. Now, the one thing we're gonna do, we're ready now, the shuffle, okay? You remember the shuffle, like we stepped aside. Boom, short on that left hook, short on that left hook, shuffle on the inside, okay? Yeah. Oi.
Again, Oosterwegel, I don't know where he gets the strength from. He just continuously piling forward, and he's landing his shots, but the punches he's taking off Lidard, if Lidard can sustain a bit of success here, I wouldn't be shocked if the referee stepped in, because Oosterwegel's just taking heavy shot upon heavy shot.
And they go straight to work again at the start of this 5th round. Sitting in the pocket, trying to impose that physical strength of his, Oosterwegel. Just shipping punishment once more, head and body. And he's set the pattern now, hasn't he, Oosterwegel? And I think it's kind of, he doesn't want to take a back step now. He doesn't want to give Lidard that impression like this, that he's starting to roll. Good work, though, from the Billericay man. Has the Dutchman hurt? Oh, he takes a left hook. Low right hand is a right uppercut. Really good stuff, again, from Lidard.
He needed that left hook there, Oosterwegel, because the referee was looking to step in. Really was. Again, I sort of said that, and a sustained attack here might force the referee to intervene. The problem is Oosterwegel keeps firing back all the time, so you have to give an opportunity to continue.
Huge credit to Oosterwegel, landing 2 uppercuts, landing a left hook there. I think the power seems to have faded out of the shots though of Oosterwegel. More arm shots. That was a nice right hook though, just sort of taking the sting out of the shot, Lidard. desire, the commitment, the will to win shown by Oosterwegel. Yeah, I mean, you have to take your hat off. He really has taken some shots. Like that left uppercut, beautiful shot, Barry.
Oh, and that chopping right hand as well there from the dad.
Again, I mean, it's so well educated. It's the uppercut first. He's lifting the chin of Oosterwegel and he's coming back with a hook afterwards. Beautiful stuff.
To be honest, he got a target in front of him.
From the Dutchman, Oosterwegel. Right hand was low from Liddard.
The problem with Oosterwegel, when he throws his shots, he just gets on his toes a bit, so he just takes away the power of the punch. Got no grounding to really turn into the shot.
I mean, you talk about learning fighters. We've had it in the first two fights against, you know, young guys and girls against experienced opponents. Big right hand from Liddard. The referee was having a look for a second there. But this has been a different kettle of fish. This has been experience from Liddard because he has a guy in front of him who's trying his best to win, not budging, not taking a back step. Brilliant action. Good work to the body from Oosterwegel, but
he's still firing back.
He is incredible.
He's living up to the Balboa name.
Momentum.
And the real life Rocky, jab to the body, overhand right. Oh, there's that right uppercut again, but back comes Oosterwegel with his right uppercut, doubles the shot up. So relaxed, Liddard still. He'll be feeling the pace of it, but working nicely. 1-2 left hook, but back comes Oosterwegel. 4 shots, working the body.
See, I think the fact that Liddard keeps his shoulders relaxed allows him to let these punches go continuously.
Assisted into the corner of the Dutchman. They're really showing it's beautiful.
One more, that's all I need from you now. But you showing me in that last 30 seconds where you're throwing your hands, I will need you. Do you want this? Do you want to change your fucking life? Do you want to change your fucking life? Last round, okay? Last round, bro, okay? To do this, you've got to work. You've got to work harder than you've ever worked before. You're hurting him with that overhand right. You're hurting him with the hooks. You're hurting him with the body. Show me what you've got this round. Are you ready? Are you fucking ready? Yeah. Are you fucking ready? Don't fucking
for
let
some of
him
the colourful
win
language
this
there,
round.
but
Win this fucking round for me. You got this, brother. You are hurting him. You are fucking hurting him. Your performance Tuesday.
Doing everything he can to
don't wait.
get behind this man and get him going. Says, do you want to change your life? Can he do so in this final round? What a fight we've witnessed so far, over 5 rounds.
I tell you what, Oosterwegel would break some hearts. No, he would. Over a long distance. I wouldn't want to see him take more punches over any more rounds than he's taking now, but I mean, he would. Against if he gets a fighter to load up and tense up, he would literally have a fighter exhausted after 3 rounds.
100%, and he seems to have a very good engine, and I think, like you said, he could sustain this for 8 or even 10 rounds. I mean, he certainly would break hearts. But just too many openings. It's been the accuracy, the speed, the variation of shot from Liddard, and just a few openings in defence. The guard's been too wide, the uppercuts haven't missed. Having said that, Oosterwegel landed uppercuts of his own.
It's good work there from Liddard again. It all comes off that solid left hand jab.
Right hand over the top. Superb stuff. Oh, really is. So much on display here. Work, movement, defence, lack of defence, desire, will to win. Fantastic stuff from both. There's that right uppercut again, Barry.
I just can't believe how Oosterwegel just keeps firing back.
Just when you think that's the end, he just comes firing back with another 5 punches of his own.
Again with a good left hook.
We have been blessed in the past with some brilliant fights on this segment before the bell, and this is one of those brilliant stuff from both men. Hooks being exchanged again, good work inside from Liddard. Oosterwegel just pushes his man off, trying to get some range, trying to find some shots of his own, backing him into his corner, the red corner, working the body first, tripling up the uppercut inside.
The rally cry in the corner seemed to work for him. He's come out in this round more aggressive than ever. Look at this.
Oh, big one Liddard back into that corner. 1-2 left hook, he spins to the left, but again the pressure from Oosterwegel was so impressive, just missing with the right. Did it land? Robin Armstrong again, but...
Yeah, I thought he landed there from Oosterwegel there, that right hand over the top.
Oh, ships a jab. 20 seconds to go in this last round of this fantastic matchup between 5-1 Dutchman Bas Oosterwegel. Jules Liddard, 3-0 from Billericay. What a fight. Take a bow, gentlemen. That was fantastic stuff. Well, that was brilliant. That really was brilliant. Oliver Hickey there, congratulating his own charge. Fist pumping. Jules Liddard, the respect between the coaches there. Kev Mitchell. Brilliant fight. Really, really good fight, Barry.
It's not the fight we expected. When I was watching Oosterwegel, and obviously I've seen the dad plenty of times before.
KSI versus Tommy Fury. It promises to be the biggest night in crossover boxing history as KSI takes on Tyson Fury's brother. And Logan Paul faces Dillian Danis on the same card, live on DAZN pay-per-view on October 14th. And there is the man from Billericay. There is the man from the Netherlands. He can be so proud of himself. They both can. Fantastic fight. Promoter Eddie Hearn, all smiles. Coach Oliver Hickey, like I say, extremely proud of his charge. You can say
I didn't see this fight going the distance, prior to it happening, because I thought Oosterwegel's too easy to hit. I thought it was too easy to hit. Liddard will eventually, if he doesn't knock him out, will wear him down and stop him. What we didn't think or didn't know was how physically tough and crazy a little bit Oosterwegel was.
Well, our MC, David Diamante, is ready with the decision of this epic fight.
Ladies and gentlemen, the referee has requested we give it a nice round of applause out here for both of these fighters, please. After 6 rounds here at the O2, we go to referee Lee Every's scorecard. It reads 59-55 for your winner. He's still undefeated, George, the Billericay Bomber Liddard.
Well, we can get our breath back after that one. That was special. That really was a very good fight. Yeah, Jules Liddard goes to 4-0. Fantastic fight. Really was, wasn't it, Barry?
Yeah, it wasn't bad, so I gotta be honest. It wasn't the fight I expected, but I'm glad we saw it.
Down like a yo-yo.
It was unbelievable stuff. That Dutchman's an absolute maniac. He really is. But Liddard showed, for me, Sky, real good composure.
Yeah, definitely. He stayed relaxed throughout the entire 6 rounds, which was very impressive because he was under some serious fire, especially in the back end of that fight. So, no, a very well-deserved win and great learning rounds for George.
Wow, what a segment that was before the bell. Brilliant action. If you want to see more of that, make sure you tune in live, 7 p.m. So much more to come. Campbell Hatton versus Tom Ansell. Southern Area heavyweight title between Johnny Fisher and Harry Armstrong promises to be a cracking contest. Then the hard-hitting Filip Hrgovic versus Australian Dempsey McKean. O2's favourite son, Derek Chisora versus Gerald Washington. And then the big one, Anthony Joshua versus the Nordic Nightmare, Robert Helenius. Well, from me, Barry and Sky, hope you've enjoyed Before the Bell. We have. We look forward to seeing you on the other side.
So ladies and gentlemen,
we go to the big boys of boxing, the heavyweight division.
There's the boxing business, and there's the heavyweight boxing business. He's calling on that indomitable spirit. Derek Chisora producing compelling heavyweight action.
So physically strong, Fisher. Big shot, huge right hand, and the referee waves it off.
Let's see how Hrgovic can close the show here. Dempsey McKean, landing combination.
finishing blows.
Wow! He does a right hand, and then
special levels of courage, special levels of endurance here, special levels of determination.
Superb action.
That's